Hello Aries and welcome to your October 2025 reading. So, of course, this month we have your full moon on the 6th. So this will shed some light on the hidden aspect of your fire, being the ruler of the first house, your I am, and being in Libra season, and of course having the new moon in Libra around the 21st, this is going to be this kind of assessment of your fire, your I am, what you want, your ambition, your will, in correspondence with the other, because we're in Libra, seeking harmony, seeking balance, and so on. We also have Neptune going retrograde back in Pisces, joining Saturn there. So when it comes to your dreams, are they groundable? Are they doable in your ambitions, Saturn, Neptune? Or are your emotional wounds preventing you or enslaving you in the dream and projections and things like that? That's another revisiting that's happening. Around the 13th, we have Venus entering Libra, this season and sign. So, of course, what her principalities are all about unconditional worth and love and all of this. So, again, in that beautiful balance of partnerships and the other, where I am, where the other is, and so on. So these will be kind of the themes out there. And let's see what the tarot has in store for you for this month, what you should be aware of. I call upon the divine. I call upon the light. I call upon the Holy Spirit. Help me give Aries a reading for the month of October 2025. What should he be aware of? What should they be aware of? Aries. Okay. All right, starting with Libra and the Three of Swords. So starting right away with the concept of justice, of balance, and the disappointments and the heartaches that you have around there. So maybe the times that things were not fair, where maybe you felt that yourself, your own will, what you wanted, what you desired, or whatever, when it comes to the other, there was a disbalance here that brought disappointments and heartaches, maybe from partnerships and things like that. So let's see. All right, whoa, here's the Saturn and here's the Tower in reverse. So you're going to meet, let's say that you're going to go directly in it, my beautiful Aries. Right into Saturn. This is also Capricorn, but this is Saturn. And Saturn being in the 12th house now, of course, and retrograding, it wants you to revisit on what you were basing yourself on. Maybe building relationships or partnerships based on your past disappointments and heartaches, Three of Swords, making that your reality, your truth. But whatever it is, there's a readjustment here. Let's continue. All right, we finish with the King of Swords, and we have Queen of Pentacle in reverse. So probably bringing to light, because the Queen of Pentacle is our root chakra. It's the part of us that knows our worth. King of Pentacle, he can invest in what he knows has value and all of that. But Queen of Pentacle, it's what we attract when it comes to support, when it comes to knowing our inner knowing that we have what it takes to accomplish whatever we set our mind to. It's our inner knowing of our worth. And here, maybe something's going to reveal a reverse, a blockage on that. Let's clarify for you. Maybe you have a hard time receiving support and help. And of course, that creates disappointments in partnerships because you're the one always ending up helping. And if there's a part of you that thinks that that's the only reality that is possible for you, this is where Saturn's going to trap you. Okay, let's look at justice here. You come in with justice. Okay, you come in with the judgment on justice. And with the Four of Pentacle, there's a lot of fear in the Four of Pentacle. Fear of sometimes we do not accept support, help, investment in us because we think people will be expecting much more out of us because we're so used to sacrifice. So here, this is when we're closing ourselves up to protect ourselves. So when we're like this, there's no space to receive and there's no space to give out either. It's kind of a status quo for element. Okay? So, all right. Let's look at Saturn here. Let's look at the Devil. Okay, so this came on the side. For some of you, there's going to be that kind of, you know what? I get it. I'm past from it. It's done. I understand the lesson. Six of Wands. And others, I still don't really come back from it. It's not yet understood. But I'm going to give it a go though, because here we have the Knight of Wands, that kind of in the moment. And here, Six of Pentacles, this is what I deserve. So we go from I'm not stretching myself thin at all because I'm afraid of things not being balanced and having a disappointment out of, whatever association there is. And here it's more like, you know what? In the here and now, I understand and I get the Six of Pentacles. So I'm going to be master of whatever is trying to teach me. The Six of Pentacles, this is giving and receiving unconditionally. So that means this guy can receive without having to justify anything, without thinking, I'm doing this to be a better person, to be seen as a good person, to have value. I'm doing the good deed of giving. No, he's not doing it for that. He's just giving his overflow in a balanced way. And the poor people, they're receiving unconditionally from the guy because they know that he's not expecting them to pay back. They know he won't be sacrificing himself to give to them. They're not receiving a sacrifice, they're receiving overflow. So they can receive it unconditionally. So this is all about how things, if you give from a standpoint of yourself being filled and overflowing, there's no conditions. If you're receiving from the standpoint that they are giving out of their free will and their overflow, they're not, giving me their last shirt, then it is balance, and I can receive it with just the joy and the pleasure. And that's the only way that things can actually be balanced. And I don't have to be afraid of it. So here, that would allow you to come to a standpoint of peace with your energy, with your acknowledgement of you, when that understanding, that karmic understanding is brought in. Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is in the here and now. The wand is not grounded, though. It's sporadic. It's right there. We need to be able to allow not just giving little moments like this or receiving just little moments, but to be invested in. Queen of Pentacles. Why is she in reverse? What is going to be the understanding here? What is going to be the understanding around the Emperor? And you, that's also represents Aries. And an Ace of Cups. So it's almost like that little extra self-worth, self-love, receptivity, understanding something around that is going to be the key point for you, Aries, this month. Giving and receiving. The base of giving and receiving is doable when we are unconditionally worthy and receptive. That's the only way that things can be balanced. And it starts with us. So I'm going to call this understanding your worth. There you go. Because I guess you're going to kind of understand it. Understanding your worth, Aries. So on this, thank you for watching, sharing, commenting, and all of that to help subscribe, to help grow the channel. If you want a private reading, you go on mysticwitchtarot.com. The link is below. And then you have access to all the different readings and the tarot course and the tarot book and all of that. With the Tree of Life. And also don't forget there's Samhain at the end of the month, so Halloween, but when the veil is thin, and so that we can communicate with our ancestors, with our shadow, understand and transcend limitations, and so use it well. It's not just for candy, although it's a good part. And on this, I'm sending you all my love and light, my beautiful Aries, and I'll see you next month.